just lost my dog. Yeah, my brother taught me how to chase the back.
Oh my god, it's the JMBs.
I won't go to Starbucks because there's a local coffee shop near me that I go to instead.
Yo!
Where the hell am I? What's a guy gotta do to get a Philly cheesesteak and some from a goth girl around here?
I'm on beat.
What the fuck?
A pistol on me.
It's too dangerous out here, man. They could be fitting on people's booty.
Bro, I literally,
Yeah.
I actually do know where the Netherlands is at. It's in Europe.
Don't you have to make like a portal out of obsidian and then get like a flint and steel to go there?
That's it! He gets it! He gets it! You guys...
Don't touch me, please. I can feel that.
Ow!
Ow, it hurts! It hurts! Your claws are scratching my face!
Yeah, no more phone as soon as I join. Crazy.
No, but it's also like not really controlled. Like it's sometimes I have like empathy of like a more slight level, where like I can suppress it most of the time, right? But sometimes I can't do it completely, or because I'm tired or stuff like that.
Minecraft.
And that's very shitty. Mainly if you want to go like to the stores and people are just horny. Because I will notice.
What?
Yes, if you get horny or in a certain mood, and I focus on you, then I also will get horny and into that certain mood.
Is it like mind powers or some shit?
Most of the time I can like suppress it by like stupefying myself to a degree. Like ignorance is bliss type of dealio, so right? I have a great amount of control over my own body. Like mind, not per se body, but my mind. In which I can, in fact, like, get drunk without being drunk, get high without being high, and stuff like that. In order to be, like, stupidly drunk, I can, if necessary, I can just suddenly become sober to do stuff.
That's awesome. This motherfucker does not understand.
And then on like a subatomic level, wherein you can activate that without the song, and you can reactivate anything you have already experienced within your mind. It depends, like if you have a harder steak, you know, it's a bit tired. If you have a blunt knife, it's maybe a bit rougher, you know? It's like if you were in real life, if you were to go and cut a steak right now, right? Depending on what kind of knife and what kind of steak, you cut differently. Depending on what kind of knife I'm thinking of and what kind of steak I'm thinking of, I will cut differently. But exact same feeling. But it's just in mind, so it's not physical. It's all mental. But I can feel as in the feeling of what touch would be like.
You can think about what it's gonna be like licking an object. So
Okay, how is it to hug that certain person? What's it to hug that side of person? How is it to hold hands with this person?
What about me?
How is it to cut this? How is it to do this and that? You know, that's all. And of course, like through things, it's all within visual. Like the more I know, the better I can do it because it's all mental, right? The more information I have, the better it gets, right? And then eventually it gets to such a point where in my mind I can actualize a entire like place, like for instance this pool, and I can actually make that in my mind, but it has like actual physics like it would have in real life. Because I know how the trees behave, I know how it is from the inside, I know the ground, I know how the ground feels, I know what kind of ground it should be, I know the type of grass and such is probably this kind of grass, and so I can actually actualize it as if it was a real place in real life and go through it and yank some grass out and such and see the roots and the dirt falling out and stuff like that, like down to the tiniest details. I do it a lot in like basic day-to-day things, like when I needed to organize my room or something, like how do I want my room to look? I just go through it in my mind, like, okay, this is the type of desk, so it can go there, there, and there. That's how it looks nice. If I do this, this, and this, you know, this is probably gonna be that. And so I can actually interiorize the entire home without actually having to. Like, I don't have to measure shit, because I already know the length. I do it all in my mind. The problems that do come with like this superpower that I have is it does take a lot of mental energy because you're thinking a lot, right? An engine. If I don't know the engine of how it works, I can't really know what the fuck's going on because I don't know the engine.
All right, so you okay?
Right.
Okay, I get that now.
There it goes.
So I need to have like the entire information about the engine, know what kind of things can go wrong and how it would look, and then I can just go through it. But
Yeah.
because of how my brain works not in images and or text, like it works in fully actualized 3D environments with everything added to it, like from simple behaviors of like basically the universe, right? Like how you would see, how you would step, yeah, that kind of thing. Like it actualizes in that way, so it doesn't really get a picture view of it. I just get like a reality where everything is just happening. There's a lot of information, more than is needed for that. So it's sometimes harder to find the certain information that I need, but I do have it.
So like you just got like physics engines in your shit.
Like, you know, people with dyslexia have they think in 3D. That's why they have troubles reading and such, because it's 3D instead of pictures and or text, which most people think of. If you think of like an elephant, is it like the word elephant, or do you see like an elephant, right?
So you're
That's why
telling me
you
the
have
only way I
dyslexia.
can read perfectly fine, I can just like spin the words around and look at the letters from different angles, then I can read it perfectly fine.
You can spin the words around, and that's why you sometimes have problems with P's, B's, Q's, and such, because it's the same damn letter, just different orientations, right? That's a weird way of explaining it, but it's a decent way of explaining it.
Either this guy's
Makes more sense.
completely cooking
It's
or
something
he's
you gotta learn.
bullshit.
You will always read differently than any other person, but the fact that you read more makes it easier for you to read because you find your way through it.
I kind of get that.
You don't
because,
have to
like,
read
growing
fast
up,
in the beginning, but just more reading just
Yeah.
makes you better at reading. It's simple as that.
I get what you mean by picture thinking, because like the word elephant, I can think of the idea of what an elephant looks like, but if it's like a concept that I had never seen written before when I was younger, I would struggle. But the second story told me what the concept is, I actually understood.
People with dyslexia have like a 3D thoughts, and then most people would say have like a word and or picture thoughts. I have a combination
about
of
the
different types of autism and dyslexia, so my thoughts grow in full-on actualized realities.
You ever see like Infinity War?
Yeah.
You know that scene when
Yeah,
Doctor
yeah.
Strange is like pondering the brilliant outcomes or some shit? Is that your
Yeah.
brain?
Yeah. So, like, for instance, when I go throw a ball, right? My brain already predicts the entire trajectory of the ball. This is a great way. This
and
is
then
a
you
great
can
way of
see the
explaining.
arc.
You ever seen that Minecraft AI that like tries to find a path towards your destination?
No.
I
Or you
think.
just see
What
it,
the fuck is it?
or you just see that line just go all over the fucking place for every single possibility of a route to get you the fastest to that certain location. That's kind of how my brain works. Now with me, it's like the thing is, because of in like actual beer pong in real life, I already know how certain objects fly, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't have to do the pretend throw to see how the trajectory goes. I can do that pretend throw already in my mind. Before I've actually thrown the ball, there's a high chance that in my mind I've already thrown that ball 30 times. In my mind, I've already made that same maneuver 20 times, right? But 10 of them were just thinking of how the hell I'm going to throw this correctly. And that happens so fast in my brain that I forget everything about what the I did and just get the end result. It doesn't remember any of it, but it did do the calculations, right? Then, if it's needed, it will be sent to like my main information. If it's not longer in my main information needed, it gets put out of there, so there's space for other stuff to go there. But it does take a lot of power, so I get tired. Action, reaction, action, reaction, action, reaction.
I just lost my dog. Yeah, my brother taught me how to chase the bag. Get right in the field, I had to make a bag. The day you lost your soul, wish I could take it back.